Welcome to our new video series, A Beginner's Guide for Brands. What is embedded finance? In this video series, powered by Finastra, we speak to a series of experts to take a closer look at banking as a service, the scale of the opportunities provided by embedded finance, where it's already having an impact, partnerships, and actual use cases. Hello everyone, and welcome to the fifth and final episode in our video series, A Beginner's Guide for Brands, What is Embedded Finance, powered by Finastra. And I'm back where we started. I'm sitting with Radha Savana, Head and Chief Product Officer, BaaS, Embedded Finance with Finastra. Hello, thank you for coming back to speak to me.
Absolutely. Hello, Lisa. How are you?
Yeah, great. So it's been a fantastic series, and I want us to go back to episode 1, where you spent some time articulating the difference between banking as a service, or BaaS, and embedded finance, and more importantly, the value that it can drive to end clients and Finastra's role in that ecosystem.
Yeah.
Can you recap some of what we covered in that first episode?
Sure. As I said, BaaS is, think of it as a platform, the enabler of embedded finance, which is a concept of bringing financial services products in context from where they're manufactured to where they're being consumed. I think that's at a fundamental level, the difference between BaaS and embedded finance. One enables the other. And as we look at it, there are three roles in enabling the contextualization of financial products for the end clients. One is the one of the manufacturer of the financial product. And the other one is the one who manages the client experiences and journeys on the other hand. And then there are enablers who make that happen in between. Now, sometimes it could be the same company doing all three. Sometimes it could be a combination of those. And as we look at Finastra, we position ourselves as the enabler of the BaaS and embedded finance experience for the clients. So let's take an example. It could be an installment loan product that is manufactured by a bank that is consumed at the point of sale, where an end customer is making a large purchase, and they want to make and pay for it over a period of 12 installments as one example. In the payment space, it could be a treasury department in a company making payments to their suppliers and initiating that payment through an ERP system as an example. So I think that's the way to think about it. And we at Finastra position ourselves as the enabler, the go-between, if you want to talk about it, call that, for a specific set of use cases that we are methodically going after. Hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah, no, I think it's so important to both understand and be clear about that distinction. And picking up on what you just said about use cases, and in particular, some of the use cases that Finastra is concentrating on, in the second episode in the series, you spoke to Lars Markel about just that, the need to focus on specific verticals within embedded finance. And you touched on consumer lending and how that can drive real value for clients and allow them to scale that. Can you explain why this is so important, that kind of piece that you focused on, and what Finastra is doing in this space?
Yeah, sure. So embedded consumer lending or purchase financing at the point of sale, whatever you want to call it, it's quite broad. It ranges from solutions like paying for, non-interest bearing, paying in 4 installments for a pair of sneakers that one might be buying, to all the way, on the other hand, to very large ticket transactions when somebody wants to install a pool in their backyard. It could be $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, and generally tends to be interest-bearing installment loan. So it's a wide spectrum, and from a point of sale perspective, it could be happening in big box retailers, it could be online, or it could be a home improvement contractor with an iPad, right? That's the second vector. The third vector really could be, there are a number of players involved. You have like Klarna, Affirm, and number of banks who are playing in this broad space. At Finastra, what we have done is we're focused on a specific pain point or a use case rather than go after the entire space. And the area and the focus area that we picked is what we call alternate point of sale for a specific set of verticals. Going back to your point, uh, the home improvement category, elective medical category, these sorts of categories are not necessarily served by, as you can understand, big box retailers or online, etc. These are home improvement contractors or dental medical providers. So we have specifically picked that area, and we're happy to share that we have launched our solution 4 months ago with a bank called Seattle Bank in the state of Washington, who's been a fantastic partner of ours. And on the other hand, a company called Lone Star, which has been a great partner as well, who basically serves home improvement uh, projects, if you will. And we've gone live with that solution. Uh, 4 months in, we are tracking to our expectations in terms of volumes and more importantly, adding value to the end clients in being able to do that, build that pool that they have been dreaming of. So it's real. And for us, that's been the focus area. Elective medical being another focus area for us. And we believe that specifically focusing on verticals that align with the clients that we have, which are our banks, might be a better place to start. Uh, After the successful launch of our solution, now we are working with more banks on one side and more what we call embedders who can connect to other demand, if you will, on the other hand. So we're off to a great start.
Yeah, that's such a great example of a specific use case, but also of the partnerships that come into play in delivering that and reaching broader groups of consumers. So thank you for that, Radha. And picking up on another use case that you discussed with Lars, which was around embedded cross-border payments. And I spoke to your colleague, Jonathan McPhail, in episode 3, and we talked a lot about cross-border payments and FX. Can you explain the connection between those, the connection, to that category, that use case of embedded finance, and why this is another key use case that Finastra is focusing on? And again, let's go back to, as you did in the previous response, that value that that you're bringing to the end consumer.
Yeah. I'll pick up where at that point, which is start with the value creation for the end client or the pain point we might be solving for our end client or the client of our clients. Our clients are banks and corporates are our clients as clients, if you will. Uh, if you look at cross-border payments, Lisa, through SWIFT, can be quite complicated. It is very good for a host of use cases, but it also requires uh, for a bank to be part of the SWIFT network, have corresponding banking relationships in multiple markets across the world where their clients might be sending money. And for a relatively medium to small size banks, particularly, it can be quite expensive. Those who don't necessarily have the scale to create all that infrastructure. And therefore, what seems to be happening is there's an emergence of alternate solutions uh, that are alternative to Swift that might be more applicable to a certain set of use cases where the transaction value is low and the number of transactions might be high, etc. Example, we have partnership with Visa, MasterCard, Tunes, which we have integrated into our solution at Finastra Payments, where that provide a better alternative. It's kind of think of it as an out-of-the-box solution for cross-border payments, where the bank doesn't have to go through setting up the correspondent banking network, etc. Number one. Number two, it also adds other value in terms of experience. One, it generally tends to be faster. That's number one. Number two, It also gives more flexibility. So traditionally, you can only send money into a bank account in Manila, Singapore, UK, wherever the case may be. But some of these alternative solutions offer better flexibility. You can actually move money into a card account, debit card as an example. You can move money into a wallet like Paytm or WeChat in China as an example, right? So I think it gives more flexibility. So what we have done is we have partnered with them, integrated seamlessly with our payment engines that Finastro offers, and it'll be easily available. And the way I think about this is, democratizing cross-border payments for small to medium-sized banks. And that's really the power of this, where it's easy for them to offer to their clients. And we're happy to say that we have sold it to 4 or 5 customers, about 5 customers now that are Finastra clients, and one of them is going live very soon, and we're quite excited about it, to be embarking on this journey. And like I said, it's bringing that value to our bank clients so they can compete better, and to provide the service and retain their customer relationships. Again, democratizing cross-border payments. That's really what this is about.
Great. Yeah, it's such a clear opportunity there, as you say, to not just better serve clients, but better serve a broader range of clients. So, in my conversation with Jonathan, he really highlighted the sheer size of the market and the opportunity to deliver much better outcomes to end users.
Yeah.
And following on from that conversation, in episode 4, we really looked at a very effective partnership, essentially, which you've touched on,
Mm-hmm.
that brought a new cross-border payment solution to life, and working with Mastercard and IBIS. And your colleague Neil Macro in that episode mentioned Finastra's marketplace, of which that solution is a part. Can you tell us a little bit more how Finastra approaches various partnerships to create the products and services that are then offered in that marketplace?
Sure, sure. You know, what Neil touched on is just a continuation of the theme that I kind of laid out. So the theme of identifying specific use cases where we can add value to our bank clients, and so that they can serve their clients better. So we started with purchase financing in a specific vertical like home improvement projects. The second one was cross border. In the same theme, when we looked at the entire payment journey that our clients go through, we've identified that there are certain gaps, or there are certain areas where they could benefit from new technologies. What am I saying, talking about? So when customers make payments, there are a number of things that need to happen. One of them could be, for a cross-border payments, particularly OFAC sanctions, AML compliance checks, fraud verification methodologies or products, just to make sure that there are no fraudulent activity that's happening, etc. So there are all these building blocks that sit around payments. The core product that we offer is payments engine, but there are other capabilities that sit before and after and around the payment engine. So what we are doing as part of the marketplace is identifying specific fintechs who do the best in class work and have the best in class solutions in those in the specific categories, pre-integrate them with our payment engine and offer them as part of the package to our clients, so they don't have to go through the hassle of A, exploring the marketplace, trying to figure out which is the right solution, B, integrating them directly into their solution. So we kind of make it easier for them. Nothing is ever plug and play, but we kind of do a lot of heavy lifting upfront. Some examples that we have of the partners that we have been working with, FinCom, it's an AML or OFAC sanctions capability. It's a company based in Israel. Other companies like NetGuardians that do fraud checks. Nice Actimize, again, another company capability that does fraud checks. So we have integrated some of these solutions to our payment engine, and happy to share that we have kind of offered this, and over 10 customers have signed up, to date, to take advantage of the solutions, and many of them are already live. So, again, going back to where I started, we are focusing on the specific areas where we can add value to our clients and what are the best in class solutions that are out there in the marketplace. We don't have to manufacture everything ourselves, and offering it through our platform is really what the concept of the marketplace is about.
Thanks, Radha. I think you've really illustrated the power of a marketplace, both to offer services to client, not necessarily created by Finastra, that complement the problems that you're solving for them. So thanks for that. And finally, as we come to the end of our video series, can you give us a glimpse into what's ahead? What's ahead for Finastra? What are some of the things you're exploring in the BaaS and value-added services space?
I would say you will continue to see a maniacal focus on specifically solving for our clients' pain points and adding value. We're not going to be chasing the shiny object of whether you call it BaaS, embedded finance, whatever the case may be. It's all about, those are all in my mind, they are means to an end. And the end has to be where can we add value to the clients? And what you can see going forward is just a continuation of the same trend. We have picked, as you have seen, we have picked 3 or 4 areas where we have solved a pain point and adding value to our clients. And we on that particular swim lane, if you want to call it, our job is to educate our clients and continue to make sure they get benefit from those solutions. While doing that, as a separate swim lane, we will continue to look at the marketplace, whether it's a fintech partners or a big tech partners or a distribution partners who might have the right set of solutions that might add value around whether it's payments or lending or whatever the core products are, core areas that our clients are trying to enhance the value proposition to their clients. So I think net, I would say a maniacal focus around solving clients' pain points and adding value and finding the right solutions and integrating the platform and making it easier for them to light them up, if you will.
Brilliant. I love that maniacal focus on what the customer needs and their pain points. Thank you so much, Radha, for being part of this whole series, for sharing your knowledge, your thoughts, your views as to what's coming up in the future. And I'm sure we'll be hearing more about that maniacal focus and the new products that come out as a result of that. So thank you again, Radha.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure, Lisa. Thank you.